Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die Presents The Titan's Gift, Season 2, Episode 28. I'm your DM and host, Marty, joined by some of the Seattle crew. How is Luke, Max, and Matt doing on this fine evening? Your mics are warm like oversalted steaks. Huh.
Oh, hey now.
Yep.
Speaking of oversalted steaks, ...
Yep.
I'll let Luke go first.
Hey, we're good. I'm good. You're good. You're looking good out there. Streamers, stream viewers, everybody's good. Happy Tuesday.
How's it going? I haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. What's new and exciting?
Oh, not much. Just living my best fundemic life over here. It's pretty warm, so the shades are drawn. Trying to stay cool. Played a lot of Diablo 3 with the girlfriend over the weekend. My only gripe with the game is that there is no consequences and you can't increase the difficulty until you've beaten the game. So
Are you playing on PC?
no Xbox, so that we can play shared screen. But it's like you can only play at hardcore mode till you get to you beat the first 4 acts. And dying has no consequence when you share screen. You just press Y right away and you're right back in the fight. So I wish there was some consequences and some challenge. But it's fun. The mechanics are fun. It's fun to be a wizard and just blast through endless baddies, But yeah. So yeah.
Cool. Max, what's new with you, man?
Oh man, what is new? Nothing super crazy. We're getting a new puppy on August 22nd. So I have been talking to my wife about getting another dog for Yasha, because she just loves like little dogs, and she's got a lot of energy right now. And I reached out to the woman who we got Yasha from and said, "Hey, I know last time you had a long wait list. Can I get on the next wait list? I don't know if you're planning on having another litter or anything like that." And she just told me, "We just had a litter 2 weeks ago. I still follow your dog's Twitter account. If you want one of the puppies, she's yours. I don't care how many people." I guess she got 100 asks or something like that. Because a lot of people want animals for COVID. Oh, I'm home now. I should get a pet. And her concern is that they won't find good homes. So she reached out, and we're gonna go right out to Arizona.
You didn't get a dog. You didn't get a dog. Your dog got a dog.
Yeah, my dog's getting a dog.
You had nothing to do with this, apparently. It's your dog's social
for real.
Social presence.
She says I've been watching it for a while, and I know that it's going to a good home, so I'll see you in August. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I'm getting a dog. I wasn't really planning on it being next month. I was planning on it being next year, but so getting ready for that.
Are you repairing the drywall, or are you just going to leave it?
That's a topic of debate right now as to whether or not it encourages the new puppy to chew in the same spot, or if we're just going to end up repairing it twice. I think if I get her sort of afraid of the no-chew smell taste, I might be able to avoid her chewing walls right off the bat. I don't know. It's like any other parenting exploration. It's going to be trial by failure, and we'll see how it goes.
That is an apt. That didn't work. We'll have another kid.
I mean, parenting is all about you see how few sort of how little permanent damage you can have on your kid, right? As little as possible, and then you did your best.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, so it's important for it not to kill them.
Right. The Nietzsche guidebook of parenting. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think eating that drywall made her any stronger, to be perfectly
That would be scary.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Matt, what's new with you, man?
Not too much. A little bit of cooking. I think the most interesting thing was I had a minor medical procedure, so they put me under this morning, and everything's fine. They just wanted to take a look around, and everything looks normal. But it's an endoscopy, which is where they stick a scope with a light and a camera on it into one of your ends. In this case, the mouth end. So I have some pictures of my stomach now.
Yikes.
Hope everything's okay, man. we talked about it pre-stream,
Oh, yeah.
so it's not us being cold.
Totally
like,
fine.
yeah, whatever, man. no.
Yeah.
We have pre-game chat, and we kind of went through it a little bit. So hope everything's okay.
I could try and feign shock and surprise a little bit.
right.
Oh, Matt! Wow, are you okay?
Are you gonna be awake enough to run a wizard tonight?
We'll find out, guys. It's hard. It's a struggle just getting up in the morning every day. So
I'm talking to Matt, who said he was put under today, which is a tiring experience.
Yes.
Not you, who
I'm okay.
who rolled
I've
out of
had
bed.
extra coffee.
Who
We know
rolled,
Luke gets up just fine. He's got all those flashbangs outside his house.
right?
yeah, it really keeps you awake all hours of the day. And they're
okay.
called blast balls, I've learned. Which sounds more fun. Sounds like a
fun.
toy or candy.
Playing lots of game. Hockey is now back on TV. They have basically created 2 bubbles in Canada, where the players and all the support staff that for all those players to be in. They're going to be in this bubble for the next 2 months, and they're going to basically have a little tournament that decides the seeding for playoffs, and then actually do the playoffs.
Good
It
luck
was
with
very,
that.
it was
Baseball.
very weird. It was very weird watching. I had it on the background while I was working. It was very weird half watching a game where there's no crowd.
Are they piping the crowd noise in?
There was some really weird noise that I thought was their simulated crowd, and I think they were testing it during the exhibition game. And it was odd. It was like good for like 3 minutes, but then really annoying for like 20. Like
Like
there
a
was,
laugh track.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's this constant drone. Like a crowd actually makes different noises depending on what time.
Yeah,
It was
they
this
respond
same
to the
noise, and
situation.
I was like, okay, whatever that is needs to go away. So I hope
TJ.
they were just they were trying it out. I don't mind a quiet hockey game. Like where was it? There was one channel I think where like they had a malfunction in equipment, and it was a smaller arena, and it was just the sound of hockey being played, and a little bit of the crowd is just an amazing sound. Like no announcers, no. But that might be because I've played the game and call me an old codger that it's like I don't like anything new.
Hopefully it goes well. Baseball is already showing signs of this not working out. The Marlins had an outbreak on their team, so all their games are on hold. So
yeah, but they're not bubbling. Like they didn't go into like a retreat, did they?
I don't think as stringently as hockey or even basketball. Basketball's doing it pretty intensely too. I think the organizations are just so big on baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like our team of 100 people kind of thing.
Yeah, plus like the minor leagues that support it and the team that supports that team. It's just Fundemic. That's what they're calling it.
Is that what they're calling it? Okay. Why don't we do a recap what happened 2 weeks ago? Blood in the Water. The party explores the wreck of the Direption and find a dead body in robes and a strange necromantic coffer. They explore the swamp further and find the lair of the hags at the entrance of a submerged shrine to the aspect of water, an enigmatic patron of water witches, and perhaps some remnant of a deity from long ago. Thurgus makes an offering to water, that is capital W, and tells it the story of his race. The water entity wants to escape and now wishes to go to the Beastlands. The party makes their way back to the Iron Pine residence, where the professor reads various objects using his occultist skills. Thurgus is very fatigued. Zephyros repairs a ward stone found in the engine. And I think this is where we left things off. You spend an evening at the Iron Pine residence, and I've got, I think, everyone kind of sequestered in their little sleeping areas. Thurgus.
Oh, I'm not feeling super great. I'm trying to go to sleep.
No, in the morning, the first roll is con damage 3, and the second roll is charisma damage 2.
Gross.
Thurgus awakes and, in a cold sweat, he's got nosebleeds that have gone on way too long and have kind of caked the front of his face and whatever he was using for a blanket, and everything aches and you've got the chills.
I feel terrible. First thing, so there's no sort of problem associated with actually prepping my spells or anything like that, right?
Nope.
Okay.
There is another fortitude save that you need to make.
Okay. Do we have the fortune points from last time, or are those gone?
You know what? Given that I saw how expensive they are, I'm going to let them carry over.
Okay. I had 2 of those. I'm going to use one of them.
I've got marked down Matt 2, Luke 1, Neil 1, Max 1. So unless I'm
pretty sure I had 2 because he gave me an extra one at the end. One's fine.
That's fine. You could use your one. Go ahead.
All right. So this is at. You said it was con damage, right?
Yep.
So by 1, and then add 2. That's a 32.
Okay. You managed to kind of shake off the chills a little bit and get your day started, but you're still feeling pretty rough.
Okay. I would like to use both Restoration Lesser and Removed. Like, I understand that this is Blood Veil, right? Like, I've seen the same sort of like pustule, sort of like bleeding kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you have any ranks in heal?
I have a +4 in heal.
Okay.
The same as ranks.
Okay. No ranks. You are suspecting because you've seen it so much recently, and you don't know what else it could be.
Okay. Well, so given that sort of circumstance, I'm gonna just cast it on myself and hope for the best, and then I'm also gonna prep additional lesser restorations today instead of extra bark skin.
Which score are you targeting with lesser restoration?
The first time it's gonna be con.
That makes sense.
And if I need to cast it twice, I will, just to get, because con's the most important thing to me. It's a D4, right?
Yep.
1 D4. So 3 points of con.
Okay. So after making a prayer to your to the blood bear,
I need you to help me on this one. I got blood coming out of my eyes and parts that it's supposed to stay. I need. Thurgus needs my blood. And then for the remove disease, that's just a caster level check, right?
Yep.
I have an anti-plague from character create. Can I use that for the alchemical power component?
Okay.
All right, so that's just d20 plus caster level 8 plus 2 for consuming the anti-plague. 22.
22? Okay. You, aside from you feeling kind of crummy, the shakes have gone away and your fever has broken.
Okay. I think I'm all better, but I look like hell.
You're in a room by yourself, just talking out loud?
Yeah, he slept in the shop area of the Goathorn Smithy against the door that was locked out of a strange sense of, well,
paranoia.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress.
That's both are
mental scarring.
Yep.
And then there is a door over here or something, right? Like a passageway over?
Yeah, there's a hatch that leads down into the basement, like a shared root cellar, and then into the kitchen. That morning, you actually catch Saun and Bahamut up early. It looks like Saun is packing things.
Where are we going?
He shrugs. What happened to your face?
Oh,
He
right.
pulls.
Well, I woke
He pulls
up. I
back.
kind of had the blood veil. I did some things. I'm pretty sure I don't have the blood veil now.
Let me check. And Saun looks like he pulls first thing he pulls Balamut back and tells him to stay. Then he's having a look and he's kind of telling you need to strip off all of your armor and get very clean. You need to make all the blood go away.
All right. And I'll trust him in that respect.
Yep.
I'll take the armor and start cleaning things.
If anything is not magical, it's best if you burn it. He goes and finds a basket. He empties it of like big cantaloupes or something. And
does that include like all my gear?
No, but you need to clean it.
Right.
Just touching the blood, you could give it to somebody else.
Got it. And I look back at like the hatch and the entire like path that I made of probably like encrusted little flakes and stuff like that.
He goes and finds a pail and some very, very strong smelling soap, heavy and lye. He dunks it into the pail and kind of hands it over.
Yeah, I guess that's on me. I just start scrubbing.
Balamut and I gotta go.
Okay. Is it like a we gotta go with you thing, or is it like a you gotta go thing?
Nah, I'm going to figure out what is wrong. Something is wrong. I'll let you know. I'll send a little birdie or something.
Yeah, if you could like send a letter or a message or something, that would be great. Please do not like come in my dreams.
He just laughs a little bit.
It's not a good place. That's up to you, but I don't recommend it.
It is the fastest way to get message when you go to sleep.
Okay, but there's a lot of this, and like I gesture at the blood, like it's not pretty.
Saun shrugs.
Yeah, all right. Well,
tell the others I was called away by dreams. I will talk to them later.
All right.
You take care of yourself. And he actually isn't afraid of touching like the shoulder pad of your armor. He does look to see that there's no blood there.
Appreciate that. You do the same.
This undeath thing is the death of dreams. It is murderer of sleep. It is not right.
I could see how that would be a problem. Well, you let us know if you need some reinforcements or you need us to come back you up.
We'll see each other again. He kind of hits the top of your plate and picks up some of his gear. And early that morning, he does something strange to Balamut. He touches Balamut, and Balamut shrinks into a little statuette.
I've never seen this magic before, and I'm very scared. Oh, is he okay? Do you like petrify him or something?
You'll be fine. It'll be easier for me to scale out of the Slough burrow without Balamut with me.
All right.
Better to sneak without bear.
That's probably fair.
I need to get back up there somehow. Okay. You want to lock door?
I got you.
Okay.
Stay safe out there.
Saun takes a quick look left and right like he's crossing the street, but what he's really doing is checking for zombies. He's got his bow in hand, and he kind of just pads along the side of the building and then ducks. He actually dashes across the street. He seems to be heading towards the big cliff side that leads up to the plateau area.
I put my claw across my chest and just give him a salute. And then I shut the door and lock it behind him.
Okay. Yeah, you thought you heard some, like, in the opposite way he came from, like some trash being kind of like disturbed, and you're like, nope. Closing the heavy door of the Iron Pine residence. Lock and barred. The party begins to stir in the morning. You can hear some scrambling about in the kitchen, but you can't quite see it. You know the professor's got this creepy hand thing. It seems to be collecting stuff onto like a plate for tea. You've seen it before. It doesn't say anything to you. Buchrabech you can hear him doing some sort of gurgly frog chant to Bumpa Dema Domba upstairs. The low voice of Zephyros talking to Mokrenom probably in the morning, answering some inane question. Pixel zipping in and out in a high pitch whir.
I'll try and see if the hand needs any help. Like, I'll just kind of like look at it and like see if it needs like me to lift anything for it, like heavy plates or anything like that.
Okay, it kind of like it skitters back from you for a moment and then realizes what you're doing, and it crawls forward and just sort of sits onto the tray like it's done trying.
Yeah, all right, and I'll just like take it.
Okay, there's a clattering tea tray coming upstairs, Professor, as you see Thurgus is actually serving you tea.
Did that wily old fool dupe you into doing his daily chores? Whew. You can't listen to him. He'll convince you of anything, that silver-tongued devil. Pass me some sugar, will you, Ricky Mason?
Okay, the crawling claw has healed a little bit. It heals... what's your level? 8? 8 hit points. It was still injured from a few fights
18?
ago. Yep. No, looks 18. The party begins to collect in the study. Zephyros at first just sort of stared at you, maybe annoyance, but he doesn't say anything. He just plops Mokrenom down on the table and takes a seat on a large bench. Buchrabech, after his daily prayers, joins all of you.
So this is like a team meeting or like a little huddle.
Oh,
So
okay, I'll go get Saun and Bahamut. They're probably downstairs eating lots of stuff for eating.
yeah, about that. They got to go and defend the dream realm because this whole plague thing is like eating people's dreams or something like that. I think like dreams are dying or something. So he let me know he's got some shit to do, and he'll let us know when we can help him out.
Oh my. Well, that is most peculiar. I hope he's okay.
Oh, just
Or let him know we would go and, help him if shit got bad. And he seemed like he had it under control.
He is a capable lad. He looked after himself before he met us. I'm sure he can do the same after he's gone.
I hope so. The Pearl needs every defense it can.
Yes, well, perhaps if he ventures back to the compound, he can be of some assist protecting our dreams, as Thurgus said. He can dream deeply every night, then.
Oh, okay. As long as we go visit him sometime.
Yes.
I want to go back to my dream. My dream was really fun. I try to go back there every night, but I don't remember.
I've been told drinking a glass of water before bed can help there, Mokrenom.
Oh, for eating or for keeping?
For eating, I believe.
Oh, okay. Because we tried. Oh, yeah, okay.
Perhaps keeping a journal as well can improve your recall. Maybe eating a journal would help too.
Yeah, eating a journal. For keeping or eating, you just let me know.
Yes, well. That leaves today's business. I believe we had a few orders to attend to. Checking in at the local tavern where we have some repute, see that the town is okay. I do believe I abandoned some orphans there to servitude. May as well see how. Oh, it's a
Good
trivial
point.
matter, not really worth discussing.
Orphans, like little kids.
Yes, if you spend much time in the slough, you'll notice there's no shortage of them. They tend to accumulate, what with all of the rampant, whatever you call that happens down here to the less fortunate.
Do we think that we have enough evidence to present to the commander?
Oh, I suppose we do. It depends on how weighty they take the testimony of a gentleman scholar who has delved into the memories of those before. And,
Well, if you need weight, we got a big, heavy chest full of cursed coins.
yes, and we haven't opened it yet, so the curse is still intact. That should be quite convincing.
Oh,
Depends what we're
speaking
trying to convince them of. If we're trying to convince them we killed some vampires, we've got pretty good proof of that.
I believe they were looking for origins of the blood veil.
Well,
Yeah,
we solved what she asked us to solve.
I kind of had that this morning. I did my best. Pretty sure it's gone. Just so you guys know. And I look around at the room full of people.
Yeah, everyone's looking at you. They're kind of shifting away a little bit.
Oh, well,
Hundreds times.
Son says I'm fine now. I had to clean a bunch of stuff. Spent a lot of the morning like scrubbing things down. I don't think I'm gonna sleep in the forge anymore though. That seemed kind of counterproductive.
Buchrabech, perhaps you could take a look at Master Thurgus. I would hate for us to all fall ill here.
Okay, Buchrabech will take a cursory glance. Let's see. Is he a healer or not? He has decent heal check. He takes a look.
It appears that you were a bit sick. You feel fine now?
He looks at he like checks your throat and looks underneath some of your fur and looks into your ears.
Yeah, I feel like I look a little bit crappy, but I feel fine.
How did he heal it? Did he use some magic?
Oh yeah, I used I asked the blood bear to remove the disease, and then I asked the blood bear to make me better and like give me back my 40 constitution. I'm very fortuitous. And so I asked for that back, and I'm pretty sure he said something like, "Oh well, you still look like shit," and I was like, "That's fine. I can sleep that off."
Okay, Buchrabech does cast a spell. It's DC 17 spellcraft check if you want to know what it is.
Yeah, I'm curious if anybody's casting in front of me. I have 9 plus 19, so I think I just know.
Yeah, he is casting a first level. No, sorry, a second. Is it second level? Shit. No, that is not.
Is that diagnosed disease?
Diagnosed disease, yeah. I typed in detect disease, which some third party created. Okay, so
It appears that you are healthy.
Great, I feel pretty good. So let's go and carry this chest and give people evidence, and then we're going to some house or something, and then we got some other stuff to do, and then something, kill a bunch of alchemists.
although Buchrabech does lean, you may want to have more fiber in your diet.
What's a fiber?
Fruits, vegetables.
Oh, rabbit food.
You could mix it in with your meat.
That's for when you want to take a really long sleep and you got to eat all that rabbit food, create one of those hibernating plug things. Nah, I eat meat.
Okay, he whatever his diagnosed disease diagnosed, he is giving you advice.
That's fair.
Yep.
Well, yes, but let's not be too hasty, Master Thurgus. We should make a stop at the god captain, whatever her name was. Inform her that we found and possibly one of the sources of the blood veil, but it's a rather long trip. We had a busy day yesterday. I do believe we also have a skull to ask some questions to before we set out.
True.
Did you want me to? This is Zephyros. Did you want me to create that device for our wardstone?
Oh, yes.
That sounds exceptionally useful. If we need to escape into the ether, we'll definitely want it there.
I will make a mesh. If I do it right, it should cover a 20 by 20 by 20 foot cube. That if in a pinch we could expand into a circle that would be 30 feet in radius.
Oh, a most
Basically, picture a cube that kind of collapses into a
circle.
into like an equal cross or like an X, and then kind of a tracery around the outside. It may help us.
Oh, yes. I think it will be most useful in the coming days.
It will take me some time to fashion the chains. If you are just running about the town and not doing anything serious, then I can do that.
I would like to pay a visit to the old Chalmers Manor at some point today if we're not too busy. Perhaps after a round of drinks and conversation.
Drinks, conversation, manner, lady with the chest, kill an alchemist. Got it.
Do you need me there? Give me a sense motive.
Why even roll on this?
12.
That's not too bad. Well, 20. Look at me, perceptive guy today.
There's a 23 from me.
DC is 25. Okay.
Yep.
Zephyros' concern, you don't discern, has any sort of compulsion component to it. What was your response to him saying, like, do you need me there when you go to the Chalmers estate?
If you so desire, it may be a bit interesting. Lots of things my grandfather delved into. He was quite the accomplished researcher. Could be interesting for a scholar such as yourself if you have time in the evening.
All right. That's what he says. He seems to then fiddle with the with a cantaloupe that was on the tray that Thurgus brought up.
Oh, splendid. I suppose we'll go to the what was it? The Pearl Cantina, I believe. Stop back after that on the way to the manor.
Are we going up to the plateau today? Should we bring all this evidence? I do agree that, while it does prove that someone was up to nefarious things, it doesn't exactly prove who.
Ooh, perhaps we can commune with this skull we found first and see if we can gather any more evidence. Has anyone prepared questions for it?
Wait, don't you have a thing where you can like touch stuff and get memories?
Yes.
Why don't you use that on the chest?
I certainly could. It is once per day, I'm afraid, and I feel that if we are going to the Chalmers estate today, there may be some things of my own past I wish to delve into.
All right, fair enough.
Yes. All right, let us go downstairs where where the body is still wrapped in the robes and see what we can learn from it.
Okay, the group finds themselves in the entry hall where the body is wrapped in the necromancer's robes, which you identified. This is the body of the man who died during the sinking of the Disruption, the old steam train engine. Speak with dead. Let's see. I think he could ask up to...
He gets a will save first, right?
Yeah, if they're not the same alignment.
Before did we get his alignment?
No.
Neutral evil. Yeah, right?
Oh yeah, you did your phrenology. That's right.
That would I guess it probably is the professor, but he doesn't know, and he has that ring that prevents people from reading his alignment. So as far as we know, no one is neutral evil in the party.
As far as you know.
Okay, well. I suppose if anyone is neutral and leaning a bit towards the more evil persuasion, they would be more successful at questioning this fellow.
I do not. Well, there are many that would not agree with your ways. I do not think anyone here is evil.
Yes, I suppose you are correct. I just... we shall do our best. Do we know what questions we should ask if this is successful?
It is best if you prepare them beforehand, lest the spirit wander away.
True. Fareosae, have you given any thought to the matter?
Only a little. I'm curious where he was supposed to deliver those chests to.
Ooh.
It seems like the train went off the rails, but where was it supposed to go? I'm curious where they came from. Where did they get picked up? We know that this person went out into the ether, maybe in the direction, and then came back. That's sort of what I'm most interested in. It might be worth asking about the head alchemist in particular. Maybe does the Queen's alchemist support your cause? Something along those lines?
Or perhaps who compelled him to do this? From his
yes.
memories, he was compelled to make this journey, and only at the last moment in his demise did he begin to question it.
Yes, that's a good question.
Cursed someone's name as he died as well. Perhaps he knows who sent him to his watery grave.
Perhaps.
You think he was like mind controlled or something? Or like charmed or
Yes, it's
manipulated? Some sort of like woman or succubus?
perhaps all of the above. Perhaps a
Like a really mean boss who is like, oh, you can't get promoted to like lead train engineer unless you go this way.
Yes. The worst compulsion of all, I'm afraid. The compulsion for greater financial endeavors. Well, I suppose...
Nonsense! It is a great driving force of civilization.
Yes, well, no doubt that would be the opinion of Bolbodden of Thopper's devotees.
Who?
Robert John Bella Domblem.
Tumba.
Yes. Couldn't have said it better myself, unfortunately.
I think that
Buchrabech's looking at you. He didn't like the sound of the first
I think
name.
Bodnathep's devotee would be a very good person to ask these questions.
Oh. Did I say Bill Borden of the what is
Yes.
And he's making a bunch of like holy signs and trying to wash away your curse word.
My apologies, it's a bit early still. So, where was the chest to be delivered?
Where is the chest coming from? And who compelled him to go on this journey?
Yes, those sound reasonable.
How many questions do you get to ask him? Is it like a time limit thing, or is it like a number of questions? Or like, if we ask him all together really fast, can we ask him extra questions?
There are 3 questions I can ask him. We will have a few minutes to ask the questions. We will also have to be wary of lies. But know the spirit will only know what it knew in life.
Got it. So, where'd you get it? Where you going? Who made you do it? Right.
Seems reasonable.
Or, who made you do it because why? And then, where'd you keep your valuables? And what's the number to your savings account?
It is a good joke, but...
Where does your order keep its treasures?
that is probably going a bit deeper.
Where do you live in the city?
The first question, where do you suppose to deliver the chests? They got delivered. We know they got delivered.
Oh, indeed. Well, did they, though?
I suppose if he was
Did they get
compelled,
retrieved?
perhaps he was supposed to deliver them to the bottom of the lake. Perhaps the compulsion made him act in his own negative interest.
Those silver coins began to crop up in the vault as well as around this neighborhood.
A fair point, Buchrabech. Perhaps we should rethink that first one then.
How many chests were there?
And where can we find him?
How many chests were there?
I thought there was 3.
Did we not see?
It was like something that got pulled away, and we could tell that 1 chest was there and 2 got taken or something.
Aren't we more concerned with who is behind this?
Yes, I believe we are.
But the places where they were delivered may be indicative of who was behind it.
Yes.
Or they might not. That's a good point.
Yes. Yes.
We don't want to waste all the
Why
questions.
were they delivered to the Vault of Commerce?
Yes.
Who
Perhaps
made
they
you do it?
lied.
Why did they do it? Where can we find him?
Who may lead us to where?
Indeed.
Although
I'm tapped out. I'm very tired. My brain hurts. You guys figure this out.
if he does not know who, we will need to know where. It is a gamble.
Indeed.
There is also another tack we could take. We could ask him what he knows about Hecate's last undying breath, and
Yes.
that the coins are related to them. They're inscribed with the symbol, after all. Perhaps we probe that direction.
Was he a worshipper?
I do not know if it is obvious in the state we found him, if he was or not.
He was wearing one of the symbols around his neck. The electrum symbol of the female face in anguish.
We also know that while he may not know who has done things to him, we know that certain things happened, and he might know where they happened, and that might help us. If he doesn't know who, ask him where he was when he was given this order.
All right.
Or we could ask him, how can we get you revenge? Because he'll probably want to answer that, and he might give us better details in terms of who we can go and kill and where we can find him.
I like it. It is proactive in a very unusual way.
Because revenge is the answer for pretty much every problem. Speaking of which, we should go find some alchemists.
It is quite devious of you, Thurgus.
I don't know about devious per se, but Yeah, it is.
All right, you are much smarter than Buchrabech. You write down the 3 questions, or many questions with the contingencies, and Buchrabech will ask the questions.
Okay, I believe that second one
This
you
would take
wrote
me
down.
10 minutes to cast spell. You write them down while I cast spell. And Buchrabech begins to chant over the body.
I think the second one you typed up there, Matt. Where did the chest with the plague coins come from?
That one's interesting. I think where were you supposed to deliver them is still a little bit interesting, but if he was dropping them off at the places where people were to be infected, instead of giving them to the people who were to distribute them, then it's less useful.
I mean, they might have just told, like, they might have known he was going to go off the rails. It might have been sabotaged. What
Yeah.
they where he was supposed to deliver it might not even be true. He might have been lied to. Just
Entirely possible.
circulation, because it essentially went off the rails near like the poor district, right? So people are going to scavenge it. If they scavenge the train and they steal a bunch of coins, those coins go into circulation. Problem solved. So I don't know if where is valuable, because I don't even know that we can trust where.
Those look like 3 good questions, Professor.
Oh, perhaps we could try these. It gives us some various different avenues.
And you say we're limited to 3?
Yes. We will have to wait a week before asking questions again. Do not worry. I will make it so that the corpse does not rot any further.
All right. Good.
He's cast a gentle repose on the corpse.
Did the professor write that down?
Yeah, scribble it down on some parchment.
Thurgus squints and like nods, like he's trying to pretend like he knows what those words are.
Do we care what his name is?
Oh.
We could ask other people if they know him then.
We could carry him around, because he's all gently reposed, right? We could use him as like a puppet.
A bit too grisly.
He just like came around. Do you know this man? Look, shake him around. I'm gonna be honest. I don't particularly care about his name.
He doesn't look quite like himself right now, anyway.
He might go by something that like is technically a nickname or something, and he might lie to us. Be like, oh, my mum called me Junior. And then we'll be like, oh, fuck you, that's technically true.
Where did you work, perhaps, would be interesting if we end up not getting anything interesting out of him. Like, if we can tell that he knows nothing about the later questions, details about his life might be helpful in tracing what he's been up to.
Yeah.
But yes, I think the questions you have are fine.
Yeah, I feel like those are solid.
Okay, Buchrabech is finishing up his spell. The body, while it was lucky, it was wrapped in his own robes a little bit. The face is a little bit smushed in because he basically had some cranium damage when he hit the front window of the Direption. That's where he left his plague doctor mask, if you remember. You could actually see a mark around the skin. And then parts of his legs and arms were eaten away by fish, and the rest of them's pretty bloated, and now it's kind of dried out a little bit, and it didn't dry back on like the way skin's supposed to hang onto a skeleton. He has this peculiar smell that's made a little bit better by Buchrabech's spell of gentle repose, and Buchrabech has also stuffed incense and some like cloves around the body. The body begins to kind of bubble and move around with the spell. It then pukes up a bunch of mucus, we'll call it, which is a combination of like the swamp water and then his own juices that have filled into his lungs in his deathful state. It has a particular smell to it that has you all kind of gagging.
Yeah, his spirit is here.
Oh, there's a lot of other stuff that's here too.
He's gurgling, and the gurgle is just kind of like circular breathing gurgling, like it's like the water is rushing back in. You wish he would just cough, but it's not happening.
What is the first question?
If I read this piece of paper correctly, where did the chests with the plagued coins come from?
Where did the chests with the plagued coins come from?
There's a deep throated chuckling noise that is coming from the waterlogged corpse. Many hands played a part. The chests
Answer the question!
are from cliffside.
Ah,
I think he said cliffside. It is a different pearl, yes?
yes. The same place the coffins
Yes.
came from, in a sense.
Yes.
There are weird swirls swirling around in his waterlogged eyes. He's
What, like plankton or something?
it's like the magic is causing his milky white eyes to kind of swirl a little bit, and yeah, he's still
For some reason I pictured like water worms or something like that,
Sure,
just kind of like swimming around.
There are water worms in his head. They're all wiggling as you've kind of breathed necromantic life into the corpse. Luckily, it's not standing up because every instinct that the warriors have is to like stick a blade in it.
Double tap. Rule number 1.
What is the next question?
Who compelled?
But me.
Okay.
Who compelled you to make this final journey?
Who compelled you to make this final journey?
Master Mokrenom.
Can you spell that for us?
No.
No, that's the first question. Damn it.
Oh, did I say that?
Luckily, it's Buchrabech that has to ask the questions. He almost
Yes.
screwed up with asking about that's another pearl, isn't it? But the corpse perhaps didn't hear him.
Oh.
or ask him about the one about revenge.
Yes. How can we get you revenge?
Bet he wasn't expecting that one.
Master Archmenos. Switch his cream. The lotion that he puts on his skin. And then the water fills up again and kind of gurgles, and then the corpse just bubbles one more time, and then the spirit is released.
Am I to understand that he wanted to get revenge for him by using some sort of middle school prank of switching this gentleman's face cream?
The face cream must be more important than that to his survival or his comfort.
Do you recognize the name Archmenos?
It rings a bell, but I can't quite place it.
Let's see, Archmenos. Let's see, no, alchemical, arch alchemist. Anyone? Unfortunately, my notes are not alphabetically organized.
I'm trying to recall if I remember it from this life.
Can I?
I think I know who he is. Master Archmenos must be from the Arcanacrum of Arch Alchemy person. It's all connected. Arcanacrum, Alchemy, Arch Alchemist, Archmenos.
So you think he's also a Minotaur?
I haven't gotten to that part yet.
He might be. I'm not ruling it out.
Wait, I think I'm remembering something. Hold on. Yes, the Chalmers estate was purchased by the Archmenos family. They own property outside of station and aren't afraid of haunted places. They seem to seek them out and sort out the estate. As we recall with interrogating the vampire, or rather looking through his mind, he spoke of there being, they'd acquired another property in Grand Station. Hecate's last undying breath spread the blood veil. I do believe the Archmenoses acquired the Chalmers estate as a foothold before launching their assault on the city with the blood veil. It's a tenuous hypothesis.
Yeah, that ties it all together, though, doesn't it?
It would.
Zephyros blinks and looks at the professor. What is your family business again?
Oh, research mostly, but my grandfather was convinced that the pearls themselves were in hell, and that outside of the pearls was the eternal abyss. There are some who are interested in that, bringing the abyss inward, gaining the power that keeps the abyss at bay for themselves, that sort of thing. You know.
Zephyros is pondering at your statement. He seems to be maybe troubled, or he's piecing something together. He shakes his head slowly. I'm just going to check his knowledge planes.
This house could be quite dangerous then. It may be well guarded.
That does not make sense. The hell is a different place than the abyss. While they are both in the lower planes, they are opposite in nature on the law chaos axis.
Yes, I know the scholarly line, Zephyros. You need not quote it to me. It was, however, his belief that that was the case. Where was it? Yes. Here we go. Oh. Sorry, the mind's not what it used to be, but he was pretty convinced of it. What was
It was in one of the 9 hells? or that it was in the abyss.
I'm trying to remember the exact wording of his theorem, but it
Not
was...
that it matters. I really want to get you a nice forest, and I don't think either of those places has a very nice forest.
No, they don't, unfortunately. Maybe the old god of traveling, he can help. No, that's not it. Sorry, friends. Wait, I have it. He believed strange circles but what was outside of the pearls. Oh, that's not it at all. I'm sorry, gentlemen, lady. My mind is a bit stretched today.
It's all right. Maybe we gotta get a couple drinks in you, and you'll remember.
Yes, a bit of sherry, perhaps a brandy, strong bit of
It's
something.
9 in the morning.
Well,
It was on our list of things to do today.
Oh, Sai will have some.
and also, have you looked outside? If I've ever seen an excuse for drinking at 9 in the morning, it would be rampant plague and zombie infestations.
That's a good point.
The neighborhood has gone to hell, so should our social mores.
Wait. Has the neighborhood gone to hell or to the abyss? I'm confused.
Oh,
Yes.
well, that is a debate we shall have over bourbon, my friend.
I would appreciate if we started being exact in our descriptions of the lower planes.
Ah, yes, I appreciate your desire for certitude here. Oh, what was it?
Instead of using them as flavorful adjectives.
Yes, I agree. Perhaps we can find more of my grandfather's writings and we can hear the theory from the man himself, so to speak.
Your grandfather is still alive?
No, but he lives on through his works, as any scholar.
If you have another one of those spells, perhaps we can find his decapitated corpse.
Oh, that would be most interesting. A family reunion.
Or you can feel around on it and see if
Buchrabech.
it tells you anything.
I have it. The nature of our world and that of the pearls are actually in hell. But that doesn't make any sense at all now, does it?
Well, we do have a ward stone that protects from evil, so if the nature of the lands outside the pearl is evil in nature, then perhaps.
It may be more than that. It may be that we actually are in hell, or one of the hells, and that the idea that the abyss is outside is but a fabrication. Anyway,
Wait. If we were born in like places, are you saying that like the Beastlands is in hell too?
technically, the Beastlands, perhaps put it this way, Thurgus. I have this loaf of bread, and it is in the house currently. But this house is in the slough. So, is the bread in the house or in the slough? In that way, the pearls or the house would be in hell or the slough.
Right, so like the Beastlands would be another house in the slough?
Yes,
So then if we're all from hell, what the fuck does it matter? Then we're all native to hell. And that's just like a normal place. So then they'd have to make a worse place than this, which would be like hell's hell. And that wouldn't make any sense.
Double hell, as it were.
Yeah, like a double hell.
Well,
Have you been to Trashfall? I believe it meets that description.
we know that the Thanatonic Titans are out there, yes? The Titans of Death. And their servants, this one that we fought, this Demodand, this Tari creature, we know a bit of their nature, yes?
Yes.
They are the ones that seem to call the outside of the pearls home. So perhaps that is a form of evidence that the pearls are suspended within their home. I think your father may have been onto something. Your grandfather.
It will require further study, but it is an interesting theory. A theory at that, though that one gentleman was a bit too interested in it. Dr. Diabolus, the Queen
Yes.
Physician.
I would certainly like to know the answer to it, because escaping to another pearl seems to only delay the inevitable. We need to get out of this entirely somehow.
Yes.
Oh, Mokrenom's got a lot of stomachs, and he's got stuff in the stomachs for keeping. And Mokrenom's in the house.
Oh. Now you've done it. A proper thought experiment.
Yeah. It's pretty bad outside, though. Maybe that's hell out there.
Yeah.
It seems to be impinging upon our streets, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And in fact,
to go drinking.
the direction came from out there and brought in things, and now those things are spreading here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Zephyros, can I go with them to a drink at Yes, Mokrenom, you can go with them. Here you go. He looks around and picks the strongest guy to stick Mokrenom onto the backpack. Thurgus, Mokrenom weighs, I think, 80 pounds.
Okay. Oh no.
He is able to adjust into a backpack that fits nicely over top of yours, but he is heavy.
Okay. That means I only have another 100 pounds on my light load.
Okay.
There's not as much space up here.
It's this big talking bag, drooling talking bag mouth over to the
I'll make you a deal, Mokrenom. I will do my best to get as big as possible and get you as much space on my backpack.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to be all sparkly?
I am not going to dictate how you choose to present yourself in public.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll just go as something simple instead of with rhinestones. I was thinking a nice rhinestone bag, but maybe it's not the right time for that.
I think some of Sai's patrons might appreciate that. Some of them might accost you
Yeah.
and find you a bit too fetching.
Yeah, we don't want them to think that Thurgus works there.
No.
What do they want to accost him for? When he's not for sale.
Well, it is a bit of a rough establishment. There's a brothel upstairs and a fight to the death sort of arena in the basement.
There's a what? You left this for the end?
You're going to love this
I'm
place.
going there right now.
Yes, let's go over. It's been
Oh, it's sherry and old people drink. There's a death arena. Oh, God. I'm leaving.
There's a haunted room upstairs, too.
Yes.
We promised
Yeah,
the ghost that we would help out, and then we haven't yet. So maybe avoid the upstairs for now.
Can I fight the ghost to the death?
Well, I think you'd win by default on that count.
That sounds great.
Oh no, Zellara's our friend sometimes. She comes out of the cards that the professor has and she tells us things.
We wish to help her, but it's many layers, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe you, but like you lost me at Death Arena, I gotta go.
Yes, we'll see if
All
it's
right,
an
all right.
operation. We can get you
Just
about.
size.
Most despicable.
Okay, are you walking
Whoa,
besides?
whoa, whoa. Don't judge me. You can bet on me, can't you?
Yes, yes.
I'm,
You can bet on that.
yes.
Zephyros is going to go into the forge and start working on that device that will turn your ward stone into something that can be part of a secure shelter spell or just a big carpet of chains that will ward against evil outsiders. That is pretty pimp. Are you now? It's just down the street.
Yeah, but I don't like walking. So after I cast Invisible Familiar on the hand, I will look around and say, "Where is that driver? I swear, you can't get good service anymore.
I ride in the cart instead of flying.
So I'm going to actually do a different one today. Marty, I sent an image last session. It should be the last carriage in there above.
The gold one?
Yeah.
They're getting more pimping.
We're going to the Chalmers estate today, so I have to look like a noble gentleman. I'm tiring of all this dreary around. What do you say we ride in style today, gentlemen? Driver?
Okay, in a poof of smoke, there are two phantom horses with a quasi-invisible driver pulling up, basically the equivalent of a royal carriage. It's got gold hubcaps.
The Slough could use with a bit of flash. And a bit of light.
Baba Dama Dumba approves. Of course, if you're trying to advertise your wealth.
Well, you gotta do something with it, Buchrabech?
I feel like we're asking to get robbed.
Oh, I don't think there's many robbers out on the street. What with the zombie horde and all.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
We're asking, but if anyone answers, I think they'll be very disappointed.
Perhaps they will get robbed.
Does anyone ride up front with the driver, or are you all climbing into the back like it's a limousine?
Oh, we're definitely all gonna get in the back, yeah.
I'm going to limo this to some extent. I want to look out the window, but I don't really want to be seen.
Okay.
Are we on the way to the murder bar?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean like with my head out the window like a dog, like super excited.
All right.
Like hunched over. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it?
The ride takes like 3 minutes. It's just down the road, and in front of a low stone.
Time, Thurgus. No. Oh wait. Yes.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
In front of a low stone building, there is a literal barricade of barrels, broken wagons, posts, trash. It kind of into a makeshift wall. Where it's kind of like mounded up. They have actually then built what look like posts with sort of metal sheeting. There are people manning the walls, and you do see that the spikes that they've put out in front of the walls have actually caught a few zombies. You can see a couple of rough-looking guys leaning over the wall and trying to like pike a zombie that got stuck in some of the spikes. They keep on missing the zombie. It's just out of reach.
I'll throw a ghost sound of 32 average-sized humans worth of trumpet fanfare as we pull up.
All right, they stop trying to pike the zombie. Even the zombie's like, the zombie's trying to turn around to have a look at where all the noise is coming from. There are two guys in rough leathers just gawking at the group of you as you pull up.
Is the zombie, how close is he to us?
Yeah, he's over here.
45 feet away or so?
Sure.
I will cast Command Undead and command him to dance along with the fanfare instead of struggling against his final resting place.
On one?
So he'll do like one of these things along with the trumpets.
Okay.
Command Undead should work since he's if he's a mindless zombie, it should just work on him. If he's a smart zombie, I'll have to do like try and convince him that this is a good idea, but it's not like endangering him, so I think he'd probably go along with it.
All right, you managed to kind of like make the zombie move backwards, and it kind of slides with a glistening slick off of the spike, and it approaches, and you basically tell it, you go dance, and the thing starts to do this weird shuffle. You're trying to make it do that, but it's kind of just stumbling around and shuffling. These two guys are are they royalty? I don't know. Maybe we should bow. And they both bow at the carriage, and now they're gawking at the zombie. Look at what they made it do! And they're laughing as the carriage in style pulls up in front of the Pearl Cantina. The horn was pretty loud. You've got a small swarm of Vark that are running out of the Pearl Cantina.
I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And sort of follow the crew in.
I will use, where is that damn thing? The
Mog comes out. He is he's still alive. He lost part of his one of his hands in the battle against Spider. It does look like there's like a unmovable prosthetic that has been that he's got as a replacement. He's actually ordering some people to open up. Your trumpeting sound seems to have also summoned probably about a dozen zombies down the street, kind of out of alleyways, that are slowly marching towards the cantina.
Where's Zephyros when you need him? That looks like a fireball situation.
Yeah, they're gonna take a while. I'm gonna ignore them for the most part. I'll cast Glamour on myself.
Okay.
And I will use the Rod of Lost Voices, that mace we picked up that lets me do ventriloquism 3 times a day, to throw my voice out there, and I'll kind of disguise it and go like, "Hear ye, the great Professor Henry Chalmers III approaches, make way!"
Mog and some of the patrons that look like they've armed themselves, or toughs in the neighborhood, they are moving some of the wall. Part of the wall appears to be on like a wagon, and they roll it past, and there's a gap approximately where Mog is that you guys can enter. There's not enough space to get your full carriage in there, though.
While they're distracted, I'm going to fly over and drop here.
Can I step out and wield for the shock long spear on the zombie side? Actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, this one seems to be shuffling. He's still doing this flailing shuffle. He like acknowledges your presence. Like he bites in your general direction, but he seems to not be approaching.
I feel like the professor's got that one. I'm more looking at like the line of ants that are ready to help me with my warm up for this death arena.
Yeah, there's this long line. They're still maybe a minute away. Like there's a full 10 rounds of prep before the first one stumbles your way. You don't see any of the fast ones.
I will swing open the door, and I will cast Awe on myself. And I will say, "Come now, gentlemen, is the slough ours or isn't it? What are these paltry zombies to us? To arms! Let's take back our streets! Who's with me?" And I will intimidate check people into taking to arms to kill the zombies marching down the street.
Okay. Intimidate. Do you have any way of affecting multiple people with intimidate?
No. So I'll just do like whoever looks like they're in charge.
Okay. Mog is in charge of security.
Okay. I will attempt to intimidate him. Let me just double check. Does
the big hippo man, the GIF, just sort of looks at you, he blinks.
Hold on, I gotta just check if Glamour helps on this.
The
Does anybody-
the Vark seem to be running out to grab some junk and stuff, maybe that is littering the streets before the zombies come. It looks like they have their own motives for when the door opens up or the trash is cleared out of the way. They're picking
I'm gonna
stuff up.
start-
They're looting.
I'm going to start moving in.
Okay.
Can I use that bonus I got from chat on this roll?
Yeah, you can. You've got a fortune point that you want to use. Sure.
Yeah, where's that? +2?
Yep.
Okay. So as I give that command, I think the carriage will particularly shine with the the valorous glory of war that attracts young men to battle, and I will attempt to intimidate Mog into joining the fight. 29.
You have a +23 to your intimidate.
It's normally 11, but I used awe to give it a +10. And then the +2. So, yeah, 23.
You grant a +10 on a single intimidate check immediately after the cast. Okay. He grabs a shield and jams it over his prosthetic and picks up this this big mace.
Splendid. Now, Thurgus, how about we start the day off right and show the blood bear that we will follow his commands, shall we?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Where the fuck is he going? I don't know.
I will.
There are others manning the kind of gate, and they're just wondering what the fuck Mog's doing.
I'll throw a minor image over like this area in the middle of the street around where Thurgus is. Marty, the first token I sent you today, I think it is going to rise up from the street, let loose a mighty roar, and while Thurgus is distracted by that, I will cast Enlarge Person on him.
So this is the bear thing?
Yeah, the blood bear, or what the professor approximates the blood bear as, is going to like rise in a bloody roar from the cobbles and sort of like bestow its blessing on Thurgus.
How big?
As just massive. Just make it massive. It's not going to move around and do much. It's just there to get Thurgus jacked up to make a show of force to enter into this place. So bigger than the carriage, if we
I'm
can.
so happy right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Buchrabech and Mog seem to go defensive, and they back away from the bear.
And while everybody's looking at that, I'm going to pretty slyly try and throw an enlarged person that way. I'll be doing it silently, so I'll have the Becomes wand in my hand, but I'm going to be real low-key about that, and hopefully nobody notices and put it away whenever I get a chance.
Yeah, it is close, so you can kind of climb through the 25 feet plus 5 feet over 2 levels, 45 feet away. Look at you. Thurgus, you begin to grow.
Oh, I finally ate enough food.
The blood bear kind of
Yes, that's correct.
He was sitting up, and then he sort of goes down to all fours and is looking in the direction of the zombies. Mog and Buchrabech have backed away from the bear, and they've formed a defensive line here as they're keeping an eye on the zombies. And the Vark are gathering up trash and things that they saw in the alleyways and stuff that they wanted. And there's kind of a line of them grabbing things and hawking them over the defensive area. How do you nuts get in here? We're not going to keep this door open forever. This is this halfling yelling at the professor.
Oh, just a moment. We're not done out here. We're taking back the street.
See.
I'm going to wait for them to get a little bit closer. I want to try and get as many of them within 60 feet as possible.
Okay. So we said 10 rounds. The professor's done like 1, 2, 3, 4 actions. So they're about 5 rounds away. They're still stumbling in. If there are no other preps, then they get to about here. They're like relative to you on the map. The first one's moving in towards Thurgus.
Okay, I'm going to use my once per day spell that I got from water to cast Waveform.
Cool.
So I become 15 feet wide and 15 feet tall as a frothing wave of angry bear.
Did you give me a token for that?
I don't know if I want to say I pasted one. Let me see if I put in one. No, it's only around for 1 round. So like it exists and it goes away. Yeah,
so you turn into a 15 by 15 foot wave, like watery bear. Okay.
Yeah, and I can charge and hit all 4 of these first ones, and then I'm gonna end right there.
All right, you want to draw or move yourself where?
Yeah, I switch over from the ruler. So I hit those, and then I'll end there, and I go back to my normal size. How do I resize this?
Right click on the token. If you stop editing, I can do it for you.
Oh, size. There we go. Yeah. Yep. And then I'll just end right there.
What happens to these 4?
Yeah. So while I'm in waveform, I'm immune to weapon attacks and attacks that target a specific number of creatures. Essentially, just means there's no readies.
Yeah, they kind of like start punching through water as you go towards them.
Yeah, and then I need them to make me a saving throw, which for me would be 14 plus the spell level. It's 4th level spells, so DC 18 reflex save.
Okay. They all fail.
Okay, so each one of those is knocked prone, and all of them take 4d6 regardless of the save. So 4d6. And that's bludgeoning damage. So 15 points of bludgeoning to each. As he just turns into this wave of water and shoots forward, and then sort of materializes out of the waves with this big spear that he's waving around, and he's just loving it, like basically just taking out his hands. Oh, come to Thurgus and let him give the blood bear a show.
Yeah, you knock them all down. They are almost destroyed just by your wall of waves, and they're still trying to get up though. These zombies look pretty ripe. A lot of them have pustules of blood veil along their necks and signs of blood that they've died of blood veil. Others have signs that they perhaps have died from bites. A lot of them, all of them, share the bloodshot eyes and are in various states of rot. Okay, so you basically charged and attacked. I think it's their turn now. So there's a small mob of them.
I'll turn and yell to the crowd after Thurgus does that and go, "Who does the slough belong to, us or them? When no one else wanted it, we were here. Now we won't let it go."
I think about 5 of them get their attacks. Highest is AC 23, Thurgus.
No.
That's including the -1 AC for size.
Yeah, I'm down to AC 30 right now.
Okay. And then I think there's a dex penalty from a large person. You'd have to look at the spell.
Yeah, I'm down to 14 dex.
Okay, your swipes and body checks and just basically general ability in battle help out. We'll say that Amog and Buchrabech are avoiding the bear that they don't understand why is there, and they go and threaten this one zombie. When these zombies start to stand up, there are attacks of opportunity. And Mog and Buchrabech are able to slay one of the zombies. Basically, Buchrabech checks it with his shield, and then Mog brings his big mace down into the thing's head.
Are we in rounds?
Yeah, I'm just kind of going us and them. So then it's
Okay.
Thurgus. You got an AOO as these zombies stood up. I don't know how many AOOs you get.
Well, I'm down to 14 dex, so I'm assuming that's 3.
Do you have combat reflexes?
I do.
Okay, so you get to hit 2 of them. It looks like.
Okay, and the 2 that are close to
sorry.
me.
And then you also get all 3 because there were a bunch of them that moved in.
Yeah, so the ones that moved in, I'll just take, I guess, 3 of those with the spear. And then the 2 that stood up, I'm going to have to bite them. So I don't know how you want to handle Blood Veil for that, but I'm definitely going to tear into them with my teeth.
But they all moved at the same time, so I think you just get 3.
Okay.
So you could either attack the ones that were down and one of the ones that moved in,
I'll take the ones that moved in with the spear then.
Okay.
So 1d20 plus 13. So, and you said it's at 3 if I want to do it 3 times? Or no, it's 3 pound, right?
Professor, you noticed when Mog stuck his mace into the zombie's hand that both Mog and Buchrabech got splattered with pustules, and they're covered in ick.
Ooh. I'll have to wipe that off soon.
Okay, so 21, 25, and actually 2 21s.
Yep, they all hit. These look like they were regular townsfolk, not wearing any armor.
Okay. So then I think that's 2. Because this is a regular sized spear for me. Do you need electricity?
You can add it.
Do you need it separate?
Nope.
Okay. And we'll call that 3d6.
You can definitely electrocute these things.
Nice.
3. There you go. 30 and 2 32s.
Okay, with one spear thrust, you actually kebabbed 2 of them, and they bust, and their ick just flew everywhere. It's all over the place. We're gonna start counting exposures to Blood Veil.
For what it's worth, the spear is a reach weapon, and large that would have been at 15 to 20 feet when they provoked.
Nice. They were too far away.
Okay.
You did not. They burst too far away, so that's good. And then the third one also burst way too far away. So you're at 0 exposure right now, whereas Mog and Buchrabech are at 1. Okay, so that was Thurgus. Now it is the zombies. This one moves towards Mog.
Well, those were AOs, right?
Those were AOs. That's right. No, it's Thurgus' turn.
I would just like to standard action channel DC 18.
Okay, so you're going to channel positive energy, calling upon the... and you get all of the zombies. 11 damage. This is a will save. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 at 1d20 plus 3. All right. So made it. And then 2 fails. The fails bloody the zombies. And then yeah. And then so 2 fails. Then 2 make it. 5 and 5. And then the injured ones fail, fail, and fail. So the 3 of these all explode as the positive energy just rips through them. And it's like they had a bunch of like really, really tight little blood nodules in them, and everything just sort of popped. Thurgus has 1 exposure.
Okay. Do you need saves for these?
We'll roll them all at the end.
Okay.
It may be a busy day.
Okay. And then my swift action, I'm going to use I'm gonna spend another fervor, so that puts me at 3 for this round, and cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. It's a swift spell, so no AOS. Nice. Okay, now it's the zombies. There are 5 attacks on Thurgus.
Okay.
As they are trying to, like, punch and claw and bite their way through Thurgus's armor. They're kind of only coming up to your waist, like, with their attacks.
Aha! More Torm has come!
Oh, one of them, 2 of them. Oh, no. I gotta roll to confirm crits. My time has come, and you shouldn't have reached your hands out like that because
Just exposed my vulnerable area.
yeah, exactly. Vulnerable midriff, if you will. They do not confirm criticals, but there are 2 clawing slams. And I'll just. Do you have DR right now? I don't know.
No.
Okay. For a total of 15 damage, and we're going to call that 2 more exposures.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a little cocky there, and they started, like, digging where they shouldn't under your armor. Mog and Buchrabech come up. They come charging to attack the zombie on your flank. And, I don't know, 6th level cleric and a 6th level barbarian. They kill a zombie. Buchrabech aids Mog, and Mog just bashes the thing open and spurts blood on all 3. As you guys are covered in zombie ick.
Sorry about that, guys. As all good rich guys, I thought not at all about any consequences of making.
Oh no, it's fine. It's gonna get worse. Trust me.
Like all anarchists, I just ignored all the rich guys and walked inside.
Yeah.
Right.
Played it exactly as it needed to be played. We'll see how this shakes out over time.
All right, Thurgus, what are you doing?
It's my go?
Yep.
Yeah, I draw off the spear. I full round attack with Bite Claw.
Okay.
Right.
You're putting zombie in your mouth?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to. Oh, actually, hang on a second. Why does it...
In for a penny, in for a pound?
No. I'm going to... I will drop the spear, and I'm going to... can I 5-foot step over this zombie?
Yep.
Okay. Move action, draw the greatsword, and then swing with the greatsword once.
Okay.
Ooh,
I thought about it.
You don't have cleave or great cleave or anything like that?
No. Just
I'm
soon. We'll see how that... We'll get there someday.
in through a hero point in there. He's
Yes.
really loving the blood bear disregard.
All right.
So
Blood bear, fortune points, so that can be used at any time, Max. Yeah.
for the con check later, he says.
Oh, it's a hero point. Specifically, he spent 5k on it.
Yep.
All right. So that's a 31.
31. Yeah. Your adamantine blade cleaves through the zombie on the end, and it explodes like a hammer hitting a bag of milk. And yes, milk is sold in bags.
Country, Marty.
A balloon filled with water. Woof! All right.
Does that count as an exposure for me because it's...
Nope. You are able to keep the blood that is on it. The blood is where it should be, on the end of your blade.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of spray in the streets. The zombies
That's it for me.
stumble in like this. We've got one attacking Buchrabech. AC 19. I really don't know what Buchrabech's AC is. He has a shield and he wears a bit of armor. He wears a +1 chain shirt and a +1 heavy wooden shield.
5, 6, 7 plus dex. 17 plus dex. something like that.
Yep,
Oh,
he's got a ring, a shield, and some natural armor because he's a frogman. AC 22, so the thing slams at him, he's fine. And then these two zombies continue to dig where the sun don't shine. Holy crap! One of the we'll roll to confirm.
Ow.
We'll roll to confirm the crit. No crit, but does manage to just hoof Thurgus, kind of clawing at the side of your knee, like it's digging into where there's a bit of a
I'm
gap.
so big, there's so much to protect.
Buchrabech and Mog kill a zombie, covering themselves with blood. Thurgus?
I will full round attack. This means 76. Okay, and I'll make 2 attacks with the greatsword. Same thing. I'm going to 5-foot step back.
Yep.
And make 2 swings. One at plus 14, one at plus 9. 1 for 23 and 1 for only 11 on the iterative.
11? These things have AC 12.
Okay. So first one is lots. 46.
You tried to kind of cleave through both of them in one swing, but your sword sort of got stuck in the spinal column of the first one and didn't carry all the way through. This thing has not that many hit points left. You end up cutting it in half. You kind of have to stick your boot on the part of its torso to get it off your blade, and that sort of ruins your swing for the second zombie. And then I think it's the zombie. It moves forward. No. It's Buchrabech and Mog. So Buchrabech and Mog kind of hop in, and it's already injured. Mog is a good enough warrior that he splatters the thing open, exposing himself and Buchrabech with more blood veil, rotten blood veil.
Ha ha! That surely gets the blood going. It appears that we have made a bit of a mess of ourselves.
Yeah, we're not supposed to go outside the wall,
says Mog.
You can do whatever you want. The blood bear's here and we have his blessing. And I go and pick up my spear.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't have concentrated on it at all. I'll just sort of make sure when it is about to fade, it just gives one last howl before collapsing into blood, I guess. I can't dismiss it, so it will just sort of happen after a few rounds. But as they're finished, I'll turn to the crowd and say, like, see, we own these streets. This is our city. Drinks on me for the heroes, for the survivors of the Slough. We survived the night of perils, and we'll survive again tomorrow. Come now, let's drink.
for the junk.
All the Vark come running back in.
Fucking Vark understand that one, huh? They understand free booze.
Three very bloody warriors are striding back, covered in zombie bits.
As they approach, I'll hit them with like a drench and then some prestidigitation. Drench is a cantrip that lets me conjure sudden freezing water downpour on a designated target.
Okay, yeah, you could spend a few minutes cleaning them up.
Yeah, I'm going to try and wash them off. I know that the Bloodwed generally likes to see the carnage of battle remain, but in light of the circumstances, gentlemen...
There's one more,
says Mog. You can see the one that's kind of going...
Don't worry about that one. He should be all right for a few days, but...
That one's stupid. It's not like the smart ones. We got a smart one chained up in the basement, says Mog.
Ooh, most interesting.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can show me after the first round.
No, it's saved for special occasion. It's in the pit.
Oh, my dear Mog, today is a special occasion.
Yeah? Sai's not gonna like that I came out here and got all dirty like this.
Buchrabech, will you attend to yourself, Mog and Thurgus? I would hate for anyone to fall ill on account of today's heroism.
I do have one more disease detection spell today. I did not prepare for so many of us to get dirty.
Yes, well, life is often unexpected, Buchrabech. We shall try to learn to roll with the punches, as they say.
Buchrabech doesn't look sure, but he doesn't argue with you.
He can continue to borrow the Pearl of Power too for an extra remove disease.
Cool. Did that handbag just walk inside? Don't mind me. It's his pink handbag with rhinestones. little legs. All right. So meanwhile, Fareosae fluttered in, and you can see like a bunch of people rushing over to the windows. They've all been kind of barred up, but some of them are like looking outside to see what was going on. Basically, there's a rush of people to the windows that were watching what was going on. Others seem more interested in their drinks and what is going on right in front of them. But it looks like some needed something to talk about. There are some of the regulars here, as well as maybe like it's pretty packed. I don't have tokens to them all. Maybe about 40 like local area townsfolk have been jammed into the Pearl Cantina. You can see Sai looks like he's doing swift business as ever. Although the quality of the drinks that he's serving seems to be like something distilled. And he seems to be guarding the coffee. You notice that Samson was going to go for the copy and Sai swatted his hand.
I'll essentially just hang out and kind of listen in, get a feel for the vibe of the place,
Yep.
Until the other folks arrive.
Whatever vibe was here was kind of interrupted by the 32-man trumpeting and now the pitch battle against the zombies in the streets. Even Sai kind of looked.
He did what? Oh yeah, Mog's out there with some strange bears. They're attacking the zombies. And the trumpets? That came from the royal carriage that's outside. Royals? Fuck.
You said it took us minutes to get cleaned off, right?
Yeah, you notice Sai when somebody said royals, he disappeared into the back. You saw him kind of walking out of the back, like to his office. Like Fareosae, you don't really know what's back there, but
right.
It must be some connection. He's rushing to his office when they said royals. Like he's.
Yeah, I've seen the Gambler's Den once, but nothing beyond that.
Yep. You can hear people back there. There's more wooing and happy noises back there. We'll say.
I'm sure he's just getting the private stock because he knows his good buddy Professor Henry has arrived. You know.
I'm gonna have Pixel kind of hang out and listen at the door, and I'll just hang out on this couch.
Yep. Pixel kind of like checks back in with you. She goes, "There's lots of wrestling around, like he's hiding or scrambling or something."
Makes sense. Almost.
I thought I heard a tile move.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Maybe his old desk. Not sure.
Perhaps.
Sai does leave his office. You hear the door slam and maybe him fiddling with keys, but you don't see him, so he's at the other door, and then he's going to probably take a peek out the window to see what the fuck's going on in front of his bar.
Sure, seems fair.
People begin to settle down a little bit. You see a couple of wizard types, maybe Polly and Master Logrim. They're having a conversation about wondering which royal it is. Do you think the queen herself came down here?
I doubt it. There's no way that she'd come down to the Slough. She isn't very well liked down here.
I wonder why.
Boy, are they going to be disappointed. These people hate me.
Yeah, you seem to have given them something to talk about, and eventually the professor, Thurgus, Buchrabech, and Mog start coming in.
So minutes wise, I'm assuming enlarged person wore off.
Yeah.
And Thurgus attributes that to being drenched with cold water has caused him to shrink. And he's very upset.
Sorry about that. Couldn't be helped this time, though. Perhaps.
But I had the blessing. What have I done? Why have you forsaken me?
Perhaps you just need to do more killing, Thurgus. He seemed to really like that.
He did.
Now, about that drink. Once I make an entrance, I'll throw the fanfare in at the appropriate time, and then announce a round of drinks on me. I've always wanted to do that as a person, and I mean this is the closest I'm gonna come in a long time. So a round of drinks on me to the survivors of the Slough and the darkest of evenings. We are still here. I'm hoping people cheer. I mean, it's the Slough, so probably not. But
Well, fuck me sideways. Look at what the catfolk dragged in.
good to see you, Sai.
Sai wanders right up to you.
What is that monstrosity parked in front of my tavern?
My new wheels. I've been test driving it. Do you like it?
He gives you a look like, are you nuts? You realize that you leave it out there for one full circle, and well, you won't have much of a wagon. You won't have much of a carriage left come tomorrow.
Well, Sai, when you're an accomplished scholar as myself, you do not trifle yourself with such things as carriages.
He nods, and Fareosae, you pick up some guy kind of asking Sai a question, and Sai may have sent him a signal with some sort of hand gesture. Like there was like actual like sign language going on, and you could see two guys going outside as if they're gonna go have a look themselves.
Seems reasonable.
I mean, have fun. Maybe do a little dance with the zombie.
I don't think we're particularly carrying anything in the carriage.
We'll say it was Mark and Adam's temporary PCs. It's Born and Rovacek. They're like, yeah, you want us to go? And he's like, yep. And they go outside to go have a closer look at the wagon. They're probably trying to steal gold hubcaps or whatever the fuck.
Try, guys.
That makes sense.
Mokrenom is kind of walking beside. Mog kicks at Mokrenom a little bit, and Buchrabech tells him he probably shouldn't. And he finds a place right up at the bar. Sai looks at Mokrenom and then looks at the professor.
Oh, yes. Don't mind him. Traveling companion, a bit on the odd side, but he's mostly harmless as long as you're amicable.
He clears some detritus from the top of the bar and makes a spot for all of you.
Splendid.
He's given Thurgus a look, Buchrabech a look. He nods to Buchrabech. He gives Mog a look like it's like Mog's in for it. The fuck are you doing, Mog? I told you, no one goes out of the wall.
Please don't be too hard on him. It was my idea. I got a bit carried away, Sai. Buchrabech will look after him and make sure he's not too ailed.
Sorry, boss. There were zombies to kill.
I don't pay you to think, Mog. I pay you to obey.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go wash off.
It's like
You did good out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you too. I'd like to get big.
You got to kill enough people.
I'll make a little comment to Master Logrim, who I've sort of snuck up behind.
Yep.
went visible on the couch and then
Yeah,
walked over here in the open.
Logrim seems to, while he's claimed a seat, he is sort of hovering above it, like he's sort of
Yeah.
like perched on this little cane that seems to be perpetually flying. While you may have snuck up on him, his little smoke dragon is looking
yeah.
right at you when you came around. You gonna say something to him?
Have you seen Thurgus over there? The bear man.
Oh, a new mercenary? Says Polly.
Of a sort. Of a sort.
Your last one not work out so well.
The last one's still doing a little bit of freelance work.
Ah, I would very much like to have Texerac Gagak's contract back if you're willing.
We can talk about it, but I kind of took a shine to the bug.
Yes, it is too bad that they. And she takes a drag from her cigarette at the end of like the cigarette holder. It is too bad. It's now the cigarette smoke's just coming out of like her nostrils and her mouth. It's too bad that they killed all of those Thrycreen long ago in what did they call it?
Extermination.
The Great Extermination.
Yes.
We could have used more of those killers.
Yes, but I do not think they are immune to the blood veil. A bunch of Thrycreen zombies are a thing of nightmares.
Indeed. Indeed. I trust Tech, though, to stay relatively safe.
It has been a while since we've seen you.
Yes.
What brings you back to the Slough?
Oh, the usual. A bunch of blood veil and some contracts. Nothing usual about these times, is there?
We all thought you were dead. In fact, there is a pool. We haven't seen you in a while, and then we have heard a strange carriage riding around the Slough. Going this way and that. A magical carriage.
The professor's picked up some new tricks. Clever chap.
Yes.
It's been hard on him these past months. What do you know of his family?
About whom?
The Chalmers.
A very strange family. I wouldn't get involved in their business.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
What do you want to know? Finally, Fareosae, you are talking about something interesting.
Well, where are they now? Is Henry the last one?
Oh, no.
I'm just curious what made Henry like he is.
Didn't they... Oh, the two girls. Yes. I believe Henry's children were in here about a month ago.
Oh. How interesting. Trying to have a little reunion back at the family home, were they?
I do not know. They seem to act like adventurers.
How delightful. Well, I guess it runs in the family to some extent. I was thinking about going to, since this place is starting to get kind of a mess, I was thinking about going someplace a little bit safer. Have you been to, oh, shoot, what is that?
Cliffside?
Yeah. Have you been to Cliffside lately? Are the trains still running there?
Hey, the trains are not running. If you still need such conveyances to travel.
Yes, I'm afraid I still do.
Are you telling me, Master Logrim, that you chose the Slough?
I did not say I have such conveyances. Yes, but you insinuated. I do not think you would choose the cantina here in the slough if you had another place to go. It is
Hey, we
safe.
just showed up here.
It is safe enough. Plus, I like the company.
You dirty dog.
I'll wink at Muba.
Yep. Moob is sort of listening. She looks over at you and she smiles.